Alright, welcome back to the channel. Seth's not able to be with me for the day, so I'm just going to get this thing started. I'm going to start by making this panel, and that shouldn't be too bad, and get some stuff welded up. Get this all made, get it welded up, and then we'll make this top panel and see how far we can get on this. But I guess, but he'll be with us next video, I'm sure. But let me get to work. All right, as you can see, I did cut a piece. I got a little bit of fine tuning to do in a couple of spots in the corners. I always cut it too big. Always do. I do it on purpose. I actually had this about a 1/2 inch bigger, and I just kept whittling it down until I got it to where it fits inside this ridge, and that's what I wanted. I wanted it to fit inside here. And then what I'll do is I'll weld it from the back, tack it maybe every couple of inches down through here, just to make sure we get all the wrinkles and get it nice and flat. And then when I'm finished, I think what I'll do is I gotta clean up these edges a little bit with a grinder before I actually start welding. But once it's in here, I think what I'll do is I'll clean all this up first. The edges, get it all ground down to where primer will stick to it. And I'll take a thin coat of body cement and cover up the edge so it blends it right in to the back, down in here. And I'll still have that step, that bead right there, so it'll prominent be sticking out. And it'll look like it's supposed to be a sedan delivery. And these gaps here, I did cut this one a little wrong, but once I get to welding, what I'll do is I'll put a piece of copper behind it on the inside, and I'll fill it all out, but I'll pull it all together first and get it all welded in solid. That won't be no problem. So, all right, I'm gonna get started on, like I said, I'm gonna clean up them edges. I'll get started there first, getting it fitting perfect, and then I'll grind down this edge and tack it in place. All right, what I'm gonna do now is take this off. I just got it on here with the magnets. What I gotta do is get all these gaps welded up, get everything welded up, solid bits. So when I put the panel up here, I want everything welded and ground, so there's nothing in here that I've got to weld or anything. So it'll be done. When I put the panel up, I'll be covering up, nothing that I have to work on. So I got a couple gaps there. Where my metal was, I didn't cut it quite right. And the way I fix that, there's an old trick I use. I use a piece of copper. And I'll put this copper in here, in the gap, once I get it folded where it's supposed to be. And then I'll just weld that up, because weld does not stick to the copper. So, let me get the welder set up, and I'll show you some more. All right, let's get some tacks in here. See that copper, you can fill in that gap pretty easily. I'm not watching this weld, it looks like I am, but every time I go to pull the trigger, I close my eyes. You probably should have a welding shield on when doing this. If you can, burn your eyes very badly. And that copper gets hot very fast. But as you can see, you can fill that right in. And there's still going to be some small spots that you're going to have to fix, because I'm going to grind it off, then I'll put a nice weld in there to fill everything in. But anytime I have a wide gap like that, that's how I use that piece of copper or another piece or whatever. But it's that good. And over here, where they had it nailed, what I'm going to do, probably what I'm going to do is drill holes right where they have the nail hole, drill bigger holes, and then spot weld it in. I got to make a piece to go around this edge because I screwed it up. And I'll make another piece to square it around there. I'm going to get my grinder and get that done real quick. So yeah, now I decided to use the welding shield to do a little bit of cutting, right? Now I'll get out the grinder and knock down these edges so my piece will fit in here. Alright, I couldn't handle this big panel by myself, so I got my muscle. He came out here and held it up for me while we got it tacked in. I haven't gotten to the top yet, but he helped me get it all lined up. And we put a bunch of tacks down through here while he held it on the outside with a hammer. I tacked it on the inside. So we're going to finish tacking this thing in, but I did notice I still got a little bit here on this corner. I got to grind. So I'm going to cut that, and one on a little spot over there I got to cut. And then I think it'll fit in there really nice. But it's coming out good. I can see my lip all the way around. And that's what I wanted. This is gonna turn out pretty nice. I'm liking it. So, all right, well, we're gonna get back to work, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right, I'm back working on this thing. I'm trying to make the top part, but what I got to do is reverse engineer this one. This is for the right side, but it's just the front part. This one, the one I'm making, is going to have to go all the way from the front to the back, which is about 48 inches. So the part I'm looking at here is this fade. It's got a fade bead that comes in and stops. I'm thinking I can run my step bead through here, my 3/16, and make this one first, and then have to use the tipping die and start at this edge and just follow the line out, which I marked these all out. This would be my faded line, this would be my regular bead, runs down through here, and I still got to cut it off at this line. And for the other side, it's just simple 90-degree bends. I say simple, but when you're doing curved pieces, it's kind of difficult. And see, this is shaped like the door. It's got the curve for the door, so I got to work that into it. And a lot of that will have to be done on the English wheel, and hopefully I don't have any mistakes. So, all right, let me get this cut out and we'll give it a shot. All right, here's the original with the faded bead. Here's my version with the faded bead. And it came out pretty good. For the first time ever trying it. I'm gonna have to do a little hammer and dolly work on this end. I've got a little bit of warpage right there, but nothing I can't take care of. And the panel's a little bit warped, which is kind of good because it's got to follow that pattern of the door anyways. So once I put the roll in it with the English wheel, I think we're going to be good. And this other bead, it came out really good, the square one, but those are pretty straightforward, pretty easy. So now we just got to start doing some rolling with the English wheel and get this thing formed to the right shape. All right, folks, we're back with this panel. We're gonna try to bend it with this English wheel. I'm not real good at it. I hope it turns out because I hate to waste metal, but we got Seth here. He's gonna help me because it's a long panel and you can't let it hang, because if you do, it'll bow this way, and I don't want that. We're wanting to turn this into, curve this way only. And that's why we got the rubber band on here. It should only bend one direction as long as we hold it level. And we can't run over the bead over here, so we just have to go slow. What you want to do is however I hold it, you have to hold it, so it'll bend the same way. So let's hold it right in the center, and then we'll just pull it back and forth. This would be very hard to do with one person. And we made this line here to stay in this area because it's got to be at an angle. So we have to stay in that line. And that edge is going to get bent later anyway. Be all right if we're a little bit out, because we're actually bending in the center. This is kind of a lengthy process. And you can make transmission tunnels or whatever you want the same way. You see, the more you roll it, the sharper your curve gets. And if you take small steps, it makes it look really nice. I may not have this line in the right place here. We may have to come further up to get this to curve around more, because the side's starting to look pretty good. But it still has to come more.
This has to curve a lot.
Yeah.
You have to come back further.
So we're probably going to have to go past our line. I might have put that in the wrong place. I was just guessing, to tell you the truth. I wasn't sure where I wanted to stop. As you can see, just that few minutes gives you a nice panel. We're still a little bit off up here, and I got a couple of wrinkles there I need to fix. And here, this side's got to be a lot sharper. I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. All right, as you can see, I mean, it's not bad. The only thing I don't like is the front's too high. I got to figure out how to get that bent more at an angle this way. But as you can see, it's matching up with the car pretty good in the back there anyway. I just have to figure this out. Not sure what I'm going to do here. And then later we're going to make a rain guard that goes all the way around. So, but for now, until I can figure out how to get that lower, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'll have to think about this. I'm definitely liking the panel. It's got a nice slope to it like it's supposed to. It goes right with the other part of the roof. I like it. All right, we played with it. We got it bent down to where I'm happy with it. I mean, we're gonna put a visor on the front and fill this all in. And so I think then it'll be fine. And I still got to straighten this out with the hammer and dolly in here, make it match the door. And I got to bend the lip under. I mean, we're not done with it by any means, but I think we've done a good job there. I think it looks good. I like it. Getting a little bit better with that English wheel. Learning how to use the tools. That's a big thing. And I mean, you're gonna waste metal learning how to use these things, but it doesn't take long if you pay attention to what you're doing. So we're getting there, man. This side's looking good. I like it. But anyway, that's probably all we're going to do tonight, because it's already late. We worked a little bit longer today than normal. So, okay, as you can see, we got the panel made. It's not completely welded in because I still got to fix this edge and that edge, but I'll get to that. Top panel's made, just sitting here. I haven't got it welded in yet either, but I just run out of time, and I'm gonna In the next video, I'm gonna get back and we'll finish welding this thing out. But I'm not sure because this piece is so bad. I may not weld this in yet just because this piece is so bad. I think I'm gonna cut this out and remake this whole part of the top. I believe that's what I'm gonna do because it's pretty bad. Even with all the big dents, it's rotted out so it's really thin. So there's nothing left of it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do on the next video. But I just want to thank everybody for watching, and we're getting higher and higher on our subscribers. Thank you all, and your views are just out of this world. I appreciate it, and we're going to keep going on this until it's done. So until then, see you next time.